Here's a weird theory. The problem with your workday isn't that you're lazy. It's that you're sitting in a chair specifically designed to let you get away with it. Stick with me here because this actually changes how you think about productivity. The passive mode problem. Think about your average hour at a desk, not the good hours, the average ones. You're not fully working. You're also not fully resting. You're refreshing a tab, half reading something, doing a task that feels active but produces basically nothing. That state has a name. Call it passive mode. And sitting is the perfect environment for it because your body isn't sending you any signal that something needs to change. You can sit there for 3 hours doing almost nothing and feel completely fine about it. No discomfort, no pressure, no reason to snap out of it. That's the actual cost of sitting, not your posture, not your back. It's that sitting makes doing nothing feel indistinguishable from doing something. A standing desk breaks that illusion completely. Why standing changes the equation? Here's the mechanism, and it's simpler than you'd think. Standing costs you something, not much, just a small physical toll, a bit of muscle engagement, a slightly higher heart rate, a little more blood moving around. That's it. But that tiny cost is enough to make your brain ask a question it never asks while sitting. Is this worth standing for? And when the honest answer is no, one of two things happens. Either you snap back into real work because standing while distracted suddenly feels absurd, or you walk away entirely and take an actual break. Notice what disappeared there. The middle option, the comfortable, low-effort, semi-productive drift that eats up 10, 20, 30 minutes at a time without you noticing. Standing doesn't give you a third option. You're either in or you're out. That's the whole thesis in one sentence. Standing turns a workday of blurry, half-committed hours into a workday of clean blocks, full engagement or full rest, nothing in between, the procrastination angle. Now let's talk about procrastination because this is where it gets interesting. Procrastination rarely looks like refusing to work. It's quieter than that. It's finding small, low-stakes things to do instead of the actual task in front of you. And sitting is the perfect cover for it because it costs nothing to sit there scrolling instead of working. Same posture either way, no signal, no friction, no reason to stop. Standing wrecks that cover completely. If you're already paying the small price of standing, doing something unrelated to the task, suddenly feels like paying for nothing. It doesn't kill the urge to procrastinate. Nothing kills that urge entirely, but it makes procrastinating in place feel pointless. And that's usually enough to tip you back toward actually starting, where this shows up best. So, where does this active or gone effect actually shine? 3 places specifically. 1, shallow work, email, admin, quick updates, the stuff that doesn't need deep focus but somehow eats your whole morning anyway. Standing turns this into a sprint. You stop letting yourself settle into a leisurely scroll through your inbox. The posture itself says clear it and move on, not camp out here for 40 minutes. 2, first drafts. Writing, coding, anything that starts with a blank page. You know that feeling. Staring at an empty document, finding every reason to delay the first sentence. Sitting, let you stall indefinitely, no cost, no pressure. Standing flips that, and the discomfort pushes you to just produce something, anything. So the standing feels justified. And once you've got that first rough sentence down, the momentum usually carries you the rest of the way. 3, editing and reviewing. Dense documents, read while sitting, invite rereading the same paragraph 5 times and drifting off halfway through. Standing keeps your eyes moving and your judgment sharper. You make faster cut or keep decisions instead of second-guessing everything in a comfortable haze. where it doesn't work. But here's the honest part. And it matters just as much as everything above. Standing isn't universally better. Deep analytical thinking, complex debugging, architecture decisions, the kind of problems that need you to lean back and let your brain wander productively actually benefit from sitting. Standing can make that diffuse, wandering kind of thought feel forced, like you're rushing a process that needs slack, not urgency. Same with long reading or research, small text, a static standing position, and your eyes start to strain while your legs start to protest, and neither of those helps comprehension. So this isn't stand for everything. It's stand for the tasks that benefit from urgency, sit for the tasks that benefit from space, building the actual routine. Which means the real move here is a sit-stand rhythm, not an all-or-nothing rule. Morning email and planning? Stand. Clear the deck fast. Deep creative work? The stuff that needs real flow? Sit, lean into it, let your mind wander where it needs to. Reviewing and editing before lunch? Back to standing, sharp judgment, quick decisions, post-lunch slump when everyone's energy dips. Standing helps you fight through the low-energy tasks instead of drowning in them. And afternoon complex thinking? Sit again. Give your brain the room it needs. You're not choosing standing or sitting as a personality. You're matching the posture to the type of work in front of you. The real takeaway. Here's the honest summary. Standing doesn't make you superhuman. It doesn't burn some miraculous number of extra calories or rewire your brain. What it actually does is remove the friction that lets passive habits thrive in the first place. Think of it as a commitment device. The desk itself holds you accountable. Sitting down signals nothing. You can sit for any reason, for any length of time, and it means nothing about your intent. Standing up signals something. It says, I'm here to do a specific thing, and that small signal creates its own quiet pressure to actually follow through. So the desk isn't the productivity hack. The honesty is standing just makes it a lot harder to lie to yourself about what you're actually doing with your hour. If you've got a sit-stand setup gathering dust in the corner, this might be the week you actually use it on purpose. All right, that's it for today. If this was useful, let me know in the comments which task type you're going to try standing for first. See you in the next one.